Welcome to another thrilling edition of Tech Trend, the #1 tech show on television. My name is Chukwemeka Agbata. Today on the show, we'll be exposing you to the world of online marketing. But there is a twist to it because the guest on today's show, who is an internet marketing expert, believes that women are more wired to succeed in the world of online marketing. So hang on and let's hear her explain why and how. Now on the mobile app segment, we'll be looking at why you should be using the Swift keyboard app for your daily typing instead of your default keyboard. Please stay with us.
The application window for Demo Africa 2015 is now open and entrepreneurs can apply. The application process will be hosted by Demo Africa's partner, VC for Africa. The application window will remain open throughout the months of March and April to close by the end of May. This will be followed by all the qualifying applications being taken through an adjudication process, after which the top 30 will be invited to pitch on the Demo Africa stage in September during the Demo Africa event in Lagos, Nigeria. We encourage more Nigerian entrepreneurs to apply so that we can dominate this year's event. Facebook executives made the case on Thursday, March 26th, at its annual developer conference in San Francisco that initiatives such as its $2 billion purchase of virtual reality headset maker Oculus last year and the hiring of aerospace experts make sense for the 1.4 billion member social network. While virtual reality headsets such as the Oculus Rift suggest video games and entertainment, the gadgets could transform how people communicate on Facebook. Events such as a birthday party or a child's first bike ride could be shared on Facebook so that users in different parts of the world feel as if they're taking part. Facebook said the Oculus headset would be released before long, but did not provide a time frame. Schroepfer also announced that Facebook recently conducted its first test flight of a solar-powered drone prototype. It is building drones that will fly at an altitude of up to 90,000 feet to deliver internet connectivity to remote parts of the world.
So what we're doing with Connectivity Labs is investing, as we have in OCP and others, in radical new approaches to this problem. And this basically means going to the sky. You have to have satellites, drones, and other things that don't require the massive investments in terrestrial infrastructure in order to affordably provide internet access for this world.
Facebook and Google Incorporated are building internet beaming satellites and drones to connect billions of people who lack internet access as the companies compete to become the go-to online hub for customers and marketers. Facebook's artificial intelligence group is already planning for the flood of new users by developing technology to help them cope with the surge in messages and photos on the social network. Technology developers from the United Kingdom have designed a new wearable technology where the garment itself becomes an active motion sensor. Cellflex uses bend-sensitive fiber optics that are stitched inside the clothing to provide intelligent feedback for athletes without encumbering them with bulky electronics. The makers say that until now, smart fabrics have had multiple electronic sensors, making them bulky and sensitive to moisture. Cellflex's fiber optic thread is robust enough for use in sportswear, with only a small credit card-sized electronics pack being the only other component. The inventor, Martin Brock, said making a wearable technology that was comfortable was a key factor.
So Exoflex is a breakthrough sensing technology based on optical fibres, where the optical fibre is actually integrated into the garment, and really it behaves like any other thread in that garment. So there's no compromise between having a sensor that gives you feedback on your motion or your performance and having some clothing that is comfortable and elegant and wearable as part of your everyday activities.
The technology built on the developers' extensive experience in industrial fiber optic sensors and low-cost impulse radar.
Strong and consistent. So as I start taking a serve,
Brock explained that Cellflex measures the scattering of light in the optic fibers, where bending of the fiber results in increased scattering and reflection, which can then be measured.
And as I flex my joint there, it changes how much that optical fibre is bent. And as that bending changes, the properties of the light in the optical fibre change so that more light is scattered back towards the source. And we pick up on that extra scattering, and that allows us to measure how much that joint's bent.
Algorithms turn the results from the sensors into feedback that is useful for the wearer, for example, correcting posture and movement and coaching them on how to improve.
At the most basic level, what we're doing is measuring joint angles. That in itself is not useful because you don't want to know that you've bent your wrist through 37 degrees. You want some more useful feedback. So what we then do is process those raw joint motions into something that gives intelligent feedback, acting like a virtual coach to improve your technique, or just allowing you to record your body motion during a training session with a coach and then compare what you're doing a couple of weeks later to what you were taught to do to see whether you've lapsed back into your old bad habits or not.
Cambridge's consultant Duncan Smith said Selflex improves on current smart garments, which he says are little more than clothing, acting as a support for the conventional electronic sensor with no synergy between the two, and where the electronic component often detracts from the garment. He wants to bridge the gap between technologists and fashion designers.
Flex represents a major step forward in wearable technology because it's truly wearable. The sensor is actually built into the fabric, so you're able to design clothes that have this sensor built into them. This means that fashion designers can design the clothes rather than technologists designing wearable technology that's just a wristband or something like that, and that's a big step forward.
The developers say the Selflex technology is now at an advanced stage, and they are looking to work with fashion and design companies who are able to integrate their fiber optics into truly desirable sports clothing.
A few days ago, Apple thrilled the world with the launch of the much expected Apple Watch, which they have repeatedly said would be a game changer. While we'll wait to see how this would happen, we'll bring you some key features of the event. The Apple Watch is coming in 6 different versions. There is the Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Sport, and the Apple Watch Edition. And each of these comes in 2 sizes, for those that like a larger or smaller device for their wrist. It is likely that Apple's aim with the watch is a blend of fashion and tech, which is why it looks so stylish. However, the downside is that you can't really call it a lady or man's watch at first sight, but because it has over 30 strap options to choose from, it makes the differentiation much easier. It's rounded at the sides, which works in its favor, and the very slightly curved back makes it feel nice, if a little heavy depending on the band on the wrist. The Apple Watch comes with what Apple calls a digital crown, which is a scroll wheel that lets you zoom in and out of the interface. So for apps, it's a new way of doing things. It's got a very smooth action when twisted and pressed. Tapping the crown inward sends you back to the home screen. But you can also use the touch screen on the watch to interact with apps. The button below the digital crown serves 2 functions. One, to take you to your contacts, and the other to work as a way into activating the watch as a payment vehicle. The Contact app is interesting as it allows you to send things through to your friends that go beyond the normal messaging paradigm. And it's been updated. It's now a circular dial to track through your best buddies, and it works a lot better than just tapping their faces in rows. That said, the Apple Watch is adept at doing the basic smartwatch things. You can make and receive calls from your wrist with mic and speaker, and it will scan messages coming in to work out if it can generate an easy response for you to tap. The Apple Watch is neither a fitness band, watch or fashion accessory though, despite taking a bit from each of those camps. It's hard to define what it really is, which means that users may struggle to justify the purchase. The Apple Watch will also come with the ability to pay for things with the aptly named Apple Pay. With the phone, you need to hold the Touch ID element to confirm it's you that's paying. And without that on the watch, it's hard to see how you manage it. The downside is that you will have to charge this device every day, which is not so impressive considering the fact that other less expensive watches can work for 2 days with consistent usage. Another downside is the cost, starting at twice the price of other popular smartwatches. Don't ask me the price of the Gold Edition because it is simply expensive. But then Apple just has a way of wooing people to buy into its product. It is certainly the dawn of a new era, and like they brought life into the tablet business, we'll wait to see how the Apple Watch would affect the growing wearable industry. So, to the question of the day, would you buy an Apple Watch? Leave a comment on our YouTube page.
Most basic definition of online marketing will be marketing and advertising of goods and services on the internet using various forms of digital marketing, which includes email marketing, content development, SEO, and other forms of paid advertising. In recent times, the number of Nigerians engaged in online marketing has greatly increased, and it's all thanks to the increased awareness. Although men make up the larger proportion of internet marketers, my guest on today's show is Stephanie Obi, who happens to be an online marketer. She believes that women are more wired to succeed in the world of online marketing. Stephanie Obi is the founder of Steph B School, an online business school that hosts short business courses for entrepreneurs and their employees, and they can use this to grow their business. She is passionate about helping organizations leverage technology to their advantage to grow their objectives. And also she creates online courses for smart entrepreneurs. She's a first-class graduate of computer science from Covenant University and holds an MBA from the Lagos Business School. Welcome to Tech Trends.
Thank you.